1859, thousands poured into Colorado for the Pikes Peak Gold Rush. Oddly enough, Pikes Peak didn't have a whole lot to do with it, other than providing a great slogan. Gold was first discovered along the South Platte River in what is now Englewood, a suburb of Denver. But before long, the prospectors had chased the gold up the mountains and over the Continental Divide. Mining towns sprung up overnight in places like Idaho Springs, Fairplay, and Fort Maribel. You probably haven't heard of Fort Maribel before because it was shortly renamed after the current U.S. Vice President in hopes of garnering some political favor. That Vice President's name? John C. Breckenridge. The low hills to the east of Breckenridge, bound by the Swan River, the Blue River, and French Gulch, came to be known as the Golden Horseshoe. And by 1861, it was positively swarming with 59ers. Barely 5 miles across, the Golden Horseshoe contained hundreds of mines, connected by dozens of trails to the handful of small towns that eventually shipped out almost 1 million ounces of gold. In 2020 prices, that's between $1.8 and $2 billion. Little remains of that frenzy of the Pikes Peak Gold Rush, but thanks to local history buffs and outdoor enthusiasts, the Golden Horseshoe can still be enjoyed. There are miles and miles of hiking, single track, and OHV trails to be explored, and a few of those old miner cabins still exist. Like this one at the ruins of the Brisbane Mine on Prospect Hill Road. Cabins like these are maintained as emergency shelters, so they're not just rustic free hotel rooms. Please don't treat them that way. Not all relics of the gold rush have fared quite so well. Like this, the offices of the Wapiti Mining Company at the bottom of American Gulch and Georgia Gulch. It looked a lot better in this picture from 1894. When you run across sites like this, keep a couple of things in mind. First, we'd really like for relics like this to be around for a few more generations to enjoy, so don't take home any souvenirs or damage the sites. And second, a lot of these places are in advanced stages of decay. If you climb in or on them, you could do a lot of damage to them, or they could do a lot of damage to you. At TrailsOffroad.com, we have over a dozen maps and guides to trails that crisscross the Golden Horseshoe, and all of them are easily traversed by stock four-wheel drive vehicles. If you're looking for your first off-road adventure, a little warm-up before tackling some of the more technical trails in the area, or just a relaxing getaway in the woods, check out the links in the video description for a few Golden Horseshoe trail guides. Sign up for Trails Off-Road All Access and get all the Golden Horseshoe goodness, along with over 2,000 trails across the country. Come to TrailsOffroad.com and we'll see you on the trail.